This home near Carlisle, Cumberland County, has seen history unfold outside and inside its brick walls. Now home to Pheasant Field Bed and Breakfast, the property dates back to the 1750s, before our nation's founding. The former owners enslaved people until the mid-1830s, when a new family bought the land and freed them. Farm records and verbal tradition show they soon went a step further.
As we moved into the Civil War, the Charles Hoffer family, who did not believe in slavery, offered this house as one of the sanctuaries for runaway slaves heading north.
A summer kitchen in the 1800s, this room would offer safety to an unknown number of people hoping to escape bondage.
And this cottage has a space in the floorboards that the slaves would come in and spend probably the daylight hours, because they moved primarily at night. But this space here, the slaves would go down and hide in there.
It's very small and confined, and if you really try to put your mind in the place of somebody who's hiding down there, it can be really intimidating.
It was intimidating and dangerous for people seeking freedom, especially in Cumberland County, the last county in the state to end slavery.
Most of the freedom seekers coming through our area are going to be coming from the western Maryland and eastern Virginia areas.
They often traveled hundreds of miles on their way to support in New York and Philadelphia or emancipation in Canada. Walking in the cover of night, they had to be careful about who was watching. Slave owners paid big money to anyone who returned a freedom seeker to the forced labor farms of the South. This posting offered a $60 reward, nearly $2,000 in today's terms, for the return of a 16-year-old girl.
The attitude really wouldn't have been very pro-emancipation here, and that's what makes the people that are willing to help very remarkable.
A few paid dearly for helping. In 1835, Daniel Kaufman began harboring freedom seekers on his farm outside of modern-day Boiling Springs. He was just 17.
He had a little stone shack way on the edge of his property in a forest. So they would have had shelter and water and really been far away from his house.
In 1847, 13 freedom seekers were found in Kaufman's barn. He'd be charged in Cumberland County for going against the Fugitive Slave Act. He was later found guilty in federal court and forced to pay nearly $5,000 in fines. His actions were heard nationally, fueling the tensions that soon led to the Civil War. Long before the bloodiest battle, the town, which would become synonymous with that conflict, helped people to freedom. In 1776, Reverend Alexander Dobbin built one of the first homes in the Marsh Creek settlement, modern-day Gettysburg. While historical accounts maintain Reverend Dobbin was an abolitionist, it's his son Matthew who acted.
Matthew also was an abolitionist, and the room that we're in right now was Mrs. Dobbin's kitchen. It was a one-story little room connected to the house, and Matthew added an addition.
While building on a second story around 1809, Matthew left a 3-foot crawl space between the floors. There, hidden behind a cupboard and rollaway shelves, verbal tradition holds Matthew housed people fleeing slavery.
They would then be here during the day, hiding from bounty hunters, and then at night he would take them out and give them directions to the next station, they called it, on the Underground Railroad, the next safe house.
Matthew acted as a station master until he moved west in 1825. While the scourge of slavery won't be ignored or forgotten, many freedom seekers found hope in South Central Pennsylvania.
It's good to know that we're part of a house that tried to help these folks.
Marshall Keeley, Fox 43 News.